Welcome back to The Widow's Gift. I appreciate you joining in and liking, subscribing, sharing. Do let me know if you want to talk further about some of my other services, such as Widow's Gift or Widow's Coaching, and or the Before You're Gone. So talking to people, let me take the hard part off of your shoulders, and I will go and talk to a group and we can talk about the hard things. Do you have your life in order before you're gone? So last time, prior to my taking a break from the missions talked about my friend who passed. I just went home and attended her service, and what a life well lived. And she had such a heart for missions too. And so she also went on many, many trips, I think even from Anderson University, which is where she also went. And then after that, she had gone several times to Central America, specifically Guatemala and I believe Nicaragua. But her heart really was for a mission to feed the children in Guatemala. And so, if you're interested in donating to that ministry specifically, reach out and I can let you know how to get connected with that, because I'm kind of lately, I really prefer to donate when I know specifically that place on a personal level. At least I know the person who's running the ministry on a personal level. So that one is a tried and true saint of the Lord. So anyway, I thought that was neat. In lieu of flowers, that's what she wanted, was for people to donate to this ministry for food for these children in Guatemala. So, all right, so back to our mission talk, which has to do with, let's see, I think I left off. We all heard Amazing Grace in English while we were in China at the end of that set of that little service we had with our babies. And so we did, that was a really long trip. I think we were over there 3 weeks or so. And it was just so hard. Well worth it. We would do it again in a heartbeat, but it was hard. It was the weather when we went super duper duper hot. I mean, I think we went through multiple shirts every day just because it was so humid and hot. But lots of fun memories on that trip. The people that we connected with were just amazing families. Our travel guides over there, amazing people. One was a Christ follower, and one became a Christ follower actually when we did that little service. And that was it was just a miraculous night. One of those unforgettable, right? It can come right back to memory, and it's been 20 plus years now. So I got very sick while we were over there. Just kind of funny to think back on that. Olivia would not let anyone else hold her at the time. And so, I was so sick. I had some kind of respiratory thing going on. And that was the longest flights back. It was unbelievable. When we finally got back to Chicago, whoever our travel agent was at the time who coordinated our flights, didn't book us enough time to come through customs and then catch our next flight. So here we were, stranded in Chicago, and you're just wanting to get home so badly. And it was just quite an adventure. I had planned for years really on her homecoming outfit, and by the time we had to spend the night in Chicago, got to this hotel late at night, had to be back at the airport super duper early. She just had this major blowout in her stroller, which we promptly just put in the trash. And she came, her big welcome home was an like a just a plain little onesie. But anyway, we talked about that frequently. It just felt so good to finally get home with her. And see, that was really before maybe before cell phones. No, we had cell phone. I forget how that worked. When you start thinking about technology, it certainly wasn't then what it is now. So at any rate, as soon as we got home, we just knew we were going to do the process all over again and bring another child home. And so that started the journey to bring home Sophie. And it was another 2-year process. And our friends that I spoke about before, they also started the journey right again. So it was very neat that our girls were just right at about the same time. I mean, we didn't end up traveling together on either of the trips. We had become neighbors at that point. Yeah, so it was just exciting, really. And there's just a special place in our hearts, I think, for one another. And then having, they've also lost their dad and husband, this very similarly to us, and a few years earlier than Bob, but still, wow, what a journey. So it's kind of like, in some capacity, I've never been in real war, so to speak, but when I see war movies and I see how people sometimes have to just band together, you're friends for life because of a monumental season. That's kind of how I look at that. And especially even coming through with this grief, having lost our spouses and trying to raise our kids, moving onward. And you move onward with the grief. And so it doesn't leave. You just figure out how to carry it. And anyway, I just look at that it's very interesting to me now. So at any rate, 2 years later, well, in that time period, we had sold one house and we had another one built, and started the process to bring Sophie home and brought her home in December. And so we actually celebrated Thanksgiving over in China, and that was kind of neat. We were so homesick, and missed Olivia greatly, and but we had a great time and met several more families, and became friends with some of them. And yeah, it was just another wonderful journey to China and back to the U.S. And that second mission journey was wonderful too. And of course, Sophie, her demeanor was very different than Olivia's, and she snuggled right up to Bob right away, and loved him giving her bottles, and yeah. And Olivia just loved being a big sister. Took her a smidge to adjust, but she was very excited for her sister, and they've just been the best of friends ever since. So that we contemplated going back again. We would have kept going, but the government changed the requirements and such, and so we didn't meet the criteria anymore. So we stopped at 2 children, and it's been the absolute biggest joy of our lives, being their mom and dad. So that's that part of our mission story. And then the next part, he started tugging at my heart to homeschool. And I was like, what? I loved my job. I did quit my job that I loved. It was 6th grade math and science. I forget if I had shared that, but, and I dearly loved it. But my heart's desire was to be her mama. And not that you can't do it all. I just wanted to be home with her. And had I not done that, I would have missed her first steps, Olivia's first steps. She actually started walking the first day of school on that year that I resigned. And wasn't sure what was going to pan out with that, but resigning and how that was going to work for us financially. But God always made a way. And then as years went on, and I started feeling like the Lord was leading me to homeschool. And I was like, are you kidding me? I love school. I loved our district. I loved everything about it. But he definitely was leading me on the path to homeschool. And of course, Bob was like on board. And so we embraced that journey. And that then became my next mission field. Of course, always my home, my husband, and my kids. And then next would be homeschooling. And I'm going to stop there for today. But yeah, I hope you have a great day. That's my gift for you today.